dude. I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty stumped right now.
Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. Hi, I'm Brendan Muse.
And I'm Nate Hudson.
And we're here to play What Do You Know?
Start 2022.
Pablo Sandoval is one of them. Ben Zobrist is one of them. Jeremy Pena was this year.
Who's the guy from the Red Sox that won?
Did Poppy have one? Poppy? Was that 20? Did he have one? 20?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Was Altuve in 2017? Correa? Or Bregman? That's what I'm trying to think right now too. What's the guy in the Cardinals? He hit that big home run.
I know, like,
David Freese?
wasn't it?
I don't know.
Not Will Smith. Oh man, dude. I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty stumped right now.
Was Posey ever one for the Giants? Oh, Madison Bumgarner. I don't know how I didn't think of that one. Eric Hosmer. Oh, it wasn't him.
Corey Seager.
Oh, that's
Okay,
who it was.
that's the
That's who it was.
Um,
Oh, it was the closer
for who?
for the Royals, I think. Davis. Yuli Gurriel.
17, was it a, it wasn't a pitcher, was
I
it?
said the whole infield.
Did you say pitcher? Any pitchers?
Dallas Keuchel.
Can't believe I can't think of the Red Sox one.
From when?
I got the Poppy one, but then it was a,
2018.
yeah.
It wasn't Mookie.
No, it wasn't like a big name. What's his name?
Who's the Nats? MVP.
What year was that?
2019. Who was on the Red Sox team?
Dude, it's like a, he doesn't play there anymore. He wasn't there for too long. And it's, oh my God, it's gonna drive me crazy.
What did he play? What position was it?
I wanna say outfield.
This Astros one's driving me crazy, dude. I feel like I should know this. Michael Brantley? Oh wait, was it George Springer? That's who. I don't know how I didn't know how I didn't get that one.
I don't know, man.
Oh, Jorge Soler,
For who?
the Braves. I just realized we didn't even say that one. Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. The Nats one.
What year was it?
29.
It wasn't Soto.
No, yeah, 2019. No, it wasn't Soto. He hit that Oppo home run like right in Houston, like Game 7. I think that's who won it.
Call it. I'm not gonna think of it myself.
I'm not gonna get the name yet at this point.
Who was the Red Sox one?
The Red Sox won in 2018.
Steve Pierce. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I wouldn't have gotten that, but
Who was the Nats? Oh, it was Strasburg? Oh. I thought it was, never mind, I thought it was someone else. I wouldn't have gotten that one. I almost said Salvador Perez. I didn't think it was him.
Fenway Park.
Yankee Stadium, Tropicana Field, Camden Yards, Rogers Center. That's the whole.
Yeah.
With the whole AL East. Let's do NL Central. That one's easy. Wrigley. Busch Stadium. I know it just got changed, but it was Miller Park. PNC. And then who else in the division am I missing? Reds. What is the Reds?
This is not good.
I feel like I should know this one too. It's like Great American Park or something like that.
What's in
West.
that? What's that?
City Field.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's Phillies? I don't even know if I know that.
Should have done a little bit more studying before this, I guess.
I'll just knock out two real quick. Globe Life Field, Minute Maid Park, Dodger Stadium, Petco Park. They just changed San Francisco's. San Francisco used to be AT&T, Safeco Field, Oakland Coliseum. I'm trying to think of who I haven't said. Angels? Is it just Angel Stadium? Rockies. Coors Field. Chase Field. Is the Marlins Stadium just called Marlins Park? AL Central. Oh, Progressive Field. Is Minnesota still Target Field? White Sox. Oh man, they just changed that one too. It's like some like cell service provider.
Yeah. It's not AT&T.
No, it's not.
Sprint?
No, it's like something like not as like well known. Oh, isn't it just U.S. Cellular? Oh, they changed it again? Oh, Kaufman Stadium. Don't know how I didn't get that one in the beginning, but Nats Park. Huh.
Andy Kennedy, the Philadelphia Phillies stadium is Citizens Bank Park.
I should have known that.
man.
I should have known that one.
Detroit Tigers, Comerica Park. It looks like the only other one we have left was Truist Park for the Braves.
We got Tommy Ehlers. We got
David Floyd.
the Brennan twins, Troy and Sean. Otis. We got Kyle Polardi. We got Hamilton Barnes, Evan McHugh. We
Joe
got,
Schluber.
we got St. July.
Brandon St. Julier. Dan Kintafi.
Yeah. I know everybody. I'm gonna feel bad if I. Oh, who else? Chatfield. Jonathan Chatfield. Oh, Ryan Mooney.
Callie.
Evan Callie. Cameron Baker. Alec Verano. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God, yeah,
That's
dude, I don't know how, yeah.
Oh, we got Shea.
Oh,
Shea
Zena,
Zeno,
okay, yeah.
sophomore. Bryce Waldron.
Quinn.
Quinn.
Barton. Yakum.
Yakum.
Jake Yakum. Oh, Emmett Bornstein. Yeah,
Yeah.
Took some work.
Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Owl Athletic Complex. Keene State eagerly awaits the opportunity to bounce back in this LEC matchup against the Castleton Spartans. First pitch is only moments away. I'm Tom Rogers and I will have the call for today's game. As the season is nearing an end, Keene State has dropped 8 games in a row, threatening their playoff hopes. LEC opponent Western Connecticut was able to win both games in Saturday's doubleheader. In Game 2, Keene had a 5-run lead before errors and poor pitching got the best of the Owls. Errors and a lack of command on the mound has been an Achilles heel for Keene this season. Despite the skid, Keene still has had its bright spots. Tommy Ehlers had 4 hits and drove in 2 runs for the doubleheader. The freshman is batting .317 on the season with an .858 OPS. Castleton is coming into this one after they split their doubleheader with Plymouth State Saturday. The Spartans produced solid offense in both games. Reese DeCastro had a great day driving in 5 runs on 4 hits, including a home run. As for pitching, the Spartans have relied on senior Riley Orr, who has delivered 3 wins with a .280 ERA and an impressive 53 strikeouts against 8 walks. Keene State has a 3-7 record in the LEC, just a game up on Castleton, who is 3-8. A game that could determine either team's playoff chances should be a good one. Don't go anywhere, as Little East Conference play is moments away from taking place here at the Owl Athletic Complex on the Owls Media Network.
Our campus can get pretty quiet during the summer when most students are home, but that doesn't mean it's completely empty. Students are working and learning here year-round. There's tour guides and student workers like me, and students are interning all over the Monadnock region. Many of our majors require hands-on learning, and our students are working as reporters, videographers, environmental advocates, and scientific researchers to gain experience. Here's a look at what's happening right here in our city this summer.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
Our campus can be pretty quiet during the summer, but we're still here to show you what your life at Keene State will be like. I'm Emma, a tour guide at the admissions office, and I'm here to answer your questions and show you the parts of our community you're interested in seeing most. You can book a tour at keene.edu/visit or reach out to any of our admissions staff to find out when you can come see our home. Here's a sneak peek at what a tour is like.
being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network, as senior pitcher Patrick McKeegan is getting ready to start on the mound today. He comes into this one 1-0 on the season with a 5.06 ERA. Owls obviously hoping to get a crucial win here after dropping 8 straight against Castleton. In fact, Castleton was the first loss in this 8-game losing streak, so getting a win here would feel pretty solid, I bet, for Keene. As the fielders get warmed up here, as well as McKeegan. McKeegan pitched 1 inning in the first game against WestCon, where he was the only pitcher to not allow an earned run that day. So, while it was only 1 inning of work, he probably had the best day out of his peers, but still, things didn't go Keene State's way that time. Keene State still getting warmed up here as they await the first Spartan batter, which will be Reese DeCastro. DeCastro was a big contributor in both games of the doubleheader against Plymouth State for Castleton. DeCastro's 29 RBIs does lead Castleton, as well as an OPS shy of 1,000. So somebody that can get things done in situations with runners on base, but this time leading off. Quickly behind here is Patrick McKeegan as he tries to settle in. Gets him that time. First few pitches of this game as both the batters and the pitchers try to figure out the home plate umpire's strike zone. McKeegan puts one in the dirt that time. DeCastro with the OPS shy of 1,000. As I said, definitely a threat with batters on, but he's got 6 home runs on the season, so definitely someone even solo at the dish you want to pitch around carefully. Swings and misses through that one and strikes out one of the best hitters on the Spartans ball club. That's exactly the kind of confidence boost McKeegan wants as he works through the first half of this inning. McLean having a solid season with a batting average north of 330 as he watches that one go past him. Two and 0 count. Watches that one go by, 3-1. Excuse me, 3-0. And they give it to him. A little bit of a delayed call there from the home plate umpire, but it is a strike that time for McKeegan as it pushes it 3-1. Gets a hold of that one. In center is Ehlers. Ehlers tracks it down deep into center left. Able to get a hold of that one there and puts 2 away for McKeegan.
First baseman, number 25, Evan Keene.
Evan Keegan was 1 for 5 in, he had 2 hits across the doubleheader with Plymouth. Didn't drive any runs, but has a solid amount of RBIs on the season with 13. He's able to push across runs. Fouls that one behind home plate. One count here for Keegan. Gets a hold of that one. Ehlers again on the search as he tracks it down, and it is out of the park. Evan Keegan able to put one away there, and just like that, Spartans up 1-0 with a swing of the bat. McKeegan was cruising through the inning with a strikeout and a pop out. That time Ehlers not able to track it down as it sails over the fence in deep center left. Keegan was able to get great extension on that hit. As we wait to see if McKeegan will bounce back from that one. 2-0 count. Nice strike there from McKeegan to get it to a 2-1. Fights that one off foul. Jackson Cardozo has a OPS above 1,000, so another very productive batter at the top of the order here for the Spartans that McKeegan has to fight off as Cardozo lets that one go into the dirt, pushing it full. Fouled off again. McKeegan hopefully not letting that solo home run get to his head. As that one is belted out to Hudson. Hudson makes a diving attempt that gets past him, which will allow Cardozo to turn 2 as he turns 3 now. Throw in, not in time. Cardozo easily with a triple after the missed diving catch attempt from Nathaniel Hudson, which will be an E7. Yeah, the single turning into a two-base hit there. Two-base error, excuse me. Nathaniel Hudson with an attempted dive and catch in the left outfield gets by him. And that one cleanly passed Beon and Barnes. Perkins pushing home the runner to make it a 2-0 game for the Spartans, 2 out. After a strikeout and a pop-out, McKeegan getting hit around a little here. Fouled behind home plate. Schaub, decent contact hitter, hitting .243, but his speed is what really shines as he's perfect on the year with steal attempts. As the runner takes off, and no throw attempt there from Conley. Perkins able to work his way up to second. Another one Spartans are able to get a hold of, this time right between Ehlers and Hudson. Neither of them able to get to that, and it pushes in another one for Castleton. Great situational hitting there from Addison Schaub. As we get a quick conversation on the mound for McKeegan. And early into this one, Keene State does have somebody warming up in the bullpen. Looks like Joe Schlehuber. McKeegan recorded the strikeout and then the pop out to Ehlers, but has since then let the solo home run get sort of in his head as we're now at a 3-0 game. As the DH, Boyle, up to the plate with a runner on first. Watches that one go by. Another one that a Castleton Spartan is able to get a hold of, and Eaton makes a slide out in deep right, but that ball is past him as yet another run comes in to score off the double from the designated hitter, Boyle. All right, and we will be back on the Owls Media Network as we have a pitching change coming into this one.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
All right, welcome back to the Owls Media Network. Patrick McKeegan quickly retired in the top of the first for Keene State after recording 2 outs. Was able to let 4 get by him, as we have a new pitcher, Joe Schlehuber. Schlehuber with an ERA over 7. We last saw him pitch against Eastern Connecticut, where he only went half an inning but did record a strikeout and had no earned runs against him. But for the most part this season, we've only seen 1 inning or half an inning out of Joe Schlehuber. So to put him in this early, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Blood works with his bullpen going forward, because he's definitely looking for an extended stay out of Schlehuber this time. Cannon Dush will be the first batter he faces, who's hitting .337 on the season with 18 RBIs, including a home run. Schlehuber's first pitch in the dirt. Man on second, 2 away for Keene, as Schlehuber looks to get that 3rd out for him. Swing and a miss for Dush, making it 1-1. Another one into the outfield. It lands, Eaton unable to track it down. Plates yet another runner. Now 5-0 to start for Castleton. Lawrence struggling so far at the plate this year, hitting just over 100, but if there's a time to improve that, it looks like it's now, as that pitch goes up and runs in on him. And the Spartan bench being very vocal about that. And tips that one foul behind home plate. And the runner takes off. Conley pops up, throws. And he is safe, says the umpire. Dush, after bringing in a run, is able to force himself to second on the steal. And Schlehuber's task just gets a little taller with a runner in scoring position. That one fouled off by Lawrence. If Lawrence is able to get on board, that will mean Castleton has worked through the entirety of its batting order in just the first inning. Not something Keene State would like to see repeated at any point. Schlehuber works it to a full count. Keene State needs this out. And they call it a strike as Keene State lets 5 up after 2 easy outs. We will be back on the Owls Media Network.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge. I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
All right, welcome back to the Owls Media Network. After Keene gave up 5 runs in the first, Patrick McKeegan started cruising with 2 outs, and then things got away from him, and we had to have a pitching change where Joe Schlehuber came in. And it's now 5-0 Spartans as Keene State looks to battle back here. We got Braden Hourigan on the mound, who has a team-leading 4 saves. He's got an ERA of 6.55. Tommy Ehlers hits that one down the third baseline foul for a first pitch strike. Ehlers leading the team with the .317 average. The freshman's been a highlight even in the 8-game losing streak for Keene. Lets that one go in on him. Down 0-2. Pitcher's count here for Hourigan. Ehlers gets a hold of that one, grounded to Lawrence. Lawrence over to Keegan and records the easy first out for Castleton, which will bring up Hamilton Barnes. Hamilton Barnes was one of the reasons Keene had a chance against Mitchell College, where he had 3 hits and drove in 4 runs. He's been a solid fielder for him all season, so definitely one of Coach Blood's solid pickups coming into this year, as he gets under that one, and it's foul. Well north of the strike zone with that pitch. And lets the breaking ball go high in the zone. A little lower, and Barnes could have definitely jacked that one. Three-one count. Barnes gets a hold of that one. In between left center, it gets down for a base hit. Hopefully that can get the Keene State offense going as Jonathan Chatfield comes to the plate. Chatfield does have a team-leading 6 home runs and a team-leading 24 RBIs, the power-hitting third baseman. Been struggling a little bit at the dish lately, but at home he is most comfortable, so let's see what Howrigan has for him this time. Swings and misses down low on that pitch. Had Chatfield fooled on that one. Grounded up to McLean. Not in time to get 2. As the throw splits Keegan and Chatfield reaches base, but it's going to be 2 away.
First baseman, number 45, Josh Dion.
Check in at Chatfield over at first. Lets that one go by, 1-0. So far, Howrigan showing a favor for pitching north-south as he checks up again on Chatfield, who has a quick slide over to stay safe. Another one. A little out of the zone there for Howrigan. 2-0. Great job here by veteran Josh Bion. Watching 3 straight balls go past him. Favorable count here with 2 away. And that one is in for a called strike. 3-1. Chatfield isn't taking the biggest of leads as the ball gets by him, but he is a little slow to get up on that one. Howrigan continuing to keep his eye on the third baseman. Bion gets a hold of that one. And it drops down. Bion winding to third. In there easily, Josh Bion with a triple that brings in Jonathan Chatfield to make it 5-1. Clutch hitting there from the senior, 2 away, and he drives it in with a triple. That'll be his first triple of the season. And that will be his 14th RBI. Now the DH at the plate. Excuse me. Not the DH. It's Eaton here. Eaton gets a hold of that one. And that puts it away 5-1 as we head into the second on the Owls Media Network.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network. It is a 5-1 lead here for Castleton at the top of the second. Keene State able to push across a run off the triple from Josh Beon. Jonathan Chatfield scoring on the run. But otherwise, Keene State shut down by Howrigan of the Spartans. Now Josh Schlehuber gets back to work after coming in the first. Schlehuber currently 7 strikeouts on the year against his 7 walks. Definitely a number he would like to distance for sure. As the top of the lineup here for Castleton gets back at it, they were able to work through their entire lineup after pushing across 5 runs in the first as Schlehuber gets ready for the first pitch here of the second inning. 1-0. Solid pitch there from Schlehuber to even it up at 1-1. Under that one, Hudson tracking it down. Hudson at the warning track, able to put it away. Schlehuber probably a little nervous after seeing that one leave the bat, but able to keep it in the park, and Hudson able to track it down, makes it, or puts one away for Castleton. McLean, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs on the season with a batting average north of 330, so somebody you want to be careful pitching against. Schlehuber sort of exemplifying that there, as that is well above the strike zone with the fastball. Grounded down the third baseline. Chatfield has trouble scooping it up as it looks like it bounced off the third base bag, and it will be a single for McLean. Unfortunate there for Chatfield and the Owls, as it looked like that grounder hit the third base bag and bounced out of play for Chatfield. Keegan was able to record a hit in his first at-bat, as well as push across a run. With a solid swing here, he could potentially add another to that column. As Schlehuber able to record the strike on that pitch. Grounded to McHugh. Barnes able to get in front of it instead of McHugh and force the double play. Impressive job by Barnes there, sliding into that one and forcing two. We will be back on the Owls Media Network for the bottom of the second.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
All right, welcome back to the Owls Media Network here, as the impressive double play generated from Hamilton Barnes retired Castleton. It's still 5-1 here as Hourigan gets ready for the first batter he'll face, which will be the DH, Alec Verano. Verano, who has filled the DH role nicely, has gotten his average up to over 300 on the season. It was a few games ago he went a perfect 4 for 4 and launched his first collegiate home run of the season. So trailing here, he'll definitely be looking to replicate one of those solid performances he's had as of late. Solid pitch there from Hourigan down low, able to force Verano off of it. 0-1 to start. Swings at that one, fouled towards the Spartan dugout. Now 0-2 for Verano. Lets that fastball travel well above the plate. Little defensive swing there from Verano, keeping it at a 1-2. Grounds into that one. DeCastro over to Keegan, but Keegan unable to scoop that one out. Verano heads to second. The single and then the error over from first, able to push Verano to second, as there is a man on in scoring position with nobody out for Keene. Best opportunity so far for him, as Nate Hudson gets settled in at the plate. Hudson hitting .250 on the season with 9 RBIs. Chance to push that RBI total to double digits here. Hourigan was wisely keeping an eye out on Verano over at second, who's got speed. In what's now a 2-0 count for Hudson. Second baseman getting ready to defend the plate, but Hourigan throws the pitch. Lets another one cruise by. Solid patience here from Hudson, as the count is now 3-1. With a man on second, nobody out in this 5-1 game. Hudson patiently awaiting the pitch that he needs to get Verano home. As he swings through that one, had him fooled. Hourigan battles back. Now a full count. Checks up on Verano. He is safe. Been kind of waiting for a pickoff like that over the last couple pitches. He's been keeping close eye on him. And the second baseman, McLean, has been also keeping a close eye on Verano. In there for a strike, and that puts Hudson away. Unfortunate after pushing it to a full count and finding a couple balls. He was looking to get a feel for the pitcher and drive in a run, but great work from Hourigan. As the catcher, Liam Conley, up to the plate now with one away. Verano still at second. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Conley is batting .286 on the season. Just a pair of RBIs, but hoping to add to that total. Fastball gets away from Hourigan that time. Swing and a miss. Up high. Tempting fastball to swing at. Once again, Conley fooled Hourigan, finding his stuff here after the single that turned double.
Shortstop number 20, Evan McHugh.
As the shortstop, Evan McHugh, gets ready. And in there for a called strike. The Spartan bench liked that one. Gets a hold of that one. After a diving attempt by Perkins, it gets past him. Dush has to pick it up in center field, bobbles it a little, and a double pushes one home. An RBI double for Evan McHugh. Makes this thing 5-2. As Tommy Ehlers comes up in a clutch situation here with two away and a man on second. Ehlers lifts that one up, playable. And McLean able to track it down and retire the side. 5-2 game on the Owls Media Network. We will be back for the third.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
All right, and welcome back to the Owls Media Network. Joe Schlehuber still on the mound in this 5-2 game, and in fact, this is the longest appearance out of the short reliever all season, as he's made it 1.1 innings so far. Usually used in the short situations, this time asked to have a longer day as he gets ready to battle against Cardozo here, who dangerous hitter. 1 for 1 on the day. Swings and misses through that one. Evens up the count at 1-1. Schlehuber able to not just strike out so far, as Cardozo swings through another one, and he falls behind 1-2. And makes him strike out. Great work there from Schlehuber. 3 straight strikes. Puts one away. Now, left fielder Hunter Perkins up to the plate. Perkins, like many of his teammates, was able to record a hit in his first at-bat, and he pushed across one of their 5 runs, as he lets that one drop in there for a called strike and falls behind 0-1. One seemed to get a hold of him as he advances to first. It's tough to see up here, but it did get him. Well, definitely like to see this out of Schlehuber. Finding the strike zone with solid command. Forces one foul, falls behind 0-2. Perkins on first. Checks back up on him. Swings and misses, and another strikeout recorded for Joe Schlehuber. And in his longest start, having a good performance to this moment. Schlehuber now, 3 strikeouts against the 2 hits he's allowed. Has 2 away here as he looks to quickly get out of this one. Checks up at first again. Would be a big momentum builder for Keene State's offense if the defense is able to shut down the side rather quickly. And especially for Schlehuber with the pair of strikeouts. Fouls that one out of play. Fan tries to catch it, gets a little stinger on the hands. Boyle in a 2-1 count. Perkins still at first. Forces that one foul down the third baseline. Schlehuber up to 28 pitches so far. The short reliever will want to keep an eye on his stamina, but that doesn't seem to be a problem right now after striking out a pair. And forcing this to a 2-2 count as the runner takes off from first, slides into second. As there is now a runner at second in a full count, 2 away here in the top of the third. Schlehuber shouldn't be lacking any confidence after a solid start to this inning. Let that pitch get away from him a little, but otherwise solid as he walks Boyle. Now there's men at first and second as Dush comes to the plate. Dush, one of the players to drive in a run in that first inning where Castleton got ahead 5. Swings and misses. Bit of a loose swing there from Dush, maybe just looking for some soft contact. Gets a hold of that one. Ehlers searching for it. Ultimately, it's going to end up towards Eaton, and that will put it away as we head to the bottom of the third on the Owls Media Network.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
We are back on the Owls Media Network in this 5-2 game. Howergan still out on the mound, as the first batter he will face is Hamilton Barnes, who recorded a hit in his first at-bat. Howergan having a solid start so far, only allowing 4 hits against 2 strikeouts. And the 1 earned run. Swings at the first pitch he sees. And it's up for the shortstop, Lawrence, who calls off his teammates and quickly one away there. Now Jonathan Chatfield coming up to the plate.
Third baseman, number 23, Jonathan Chatfield.
Chatfield belts that one high. Shallow left center, once again called off by Lawrence. And another quick out puts two away in the bottom of the third.
The first baseman, number 45, Josh Beon.
Beon had that triple that drove in Chatfield in the previous inning. Let's see if he can replicate some of that. Watches the first pitch go by, called strike one. Hourigan up to 40 pitches on the day. Just the one earned run. And breaking ball misses that time. Two-one count for Josh Beon. Swings and misses through that one to even it up. And that one down low, out of the zone. Pushes it full. And he will walk him. And with two away, Beon will be on first as Brendan Eaton heads to the plate. Eaton 0 for 1 on the day, but definitely a preliminary RBI man. With two away, just two Keene State needs up to the plate. First pitch low, 1-0. Swings through that one, grounded to Lawrence. Lawrence able to make the quick little scoop to second, and that retires the side. Castleton 5-2 heading into the fourth on the Owls Media Network.
Our campus can get pretty quiet during the summer when most students are home, but that doesn't mean it's completely empty. Students are working and learning here year-round. There's tour guides and student workers like me, and students are interning all over the Monadnock region. Many of our majors require hands-on learning, and our students are working as reporters, videographers, environmental advocates, and scientific researchers to gain experience. Here's a look at what's happening right here in our city this summer.
Welcome back to the fourth inning here in this 5-2 ball game. Castleton leading over Keene State. Joe Schlehuber still on the mound. This is now by far his longest stint in a game this season, and the last inning shows why that Coach Blood probably kept him in, able to record those two quick strikeouts before finally forcing the third out and keeping things where they're at. As Lawrence gets ready. Tries to bunt that one on. Conley thought it might be playable, but it is well behind him. 0-1 count. Lawrence struck out in his last appearance. Schlehuber hoping to notch another one of those, as that pitch evens it up at 1-1. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt to even things up at 2-2. Swings on that one. Schlehuber's 3 strikeouts today are the most he's recorded in a single game to date at this point in the season, so maybe letting him work a few more innings than normal might be something to look into going forward. Swings on. McHugh extends, unable to get it as it heads into center field. And a base hit to lead off the 4th. As we get back to Reese DeCastro, who struck out in one of his plate appearances and was popped up and caught out. Coach Blood coming to talk with Schlehuber. There has been a pitcher warming up, I believe Evan Callie. So it's possible we have a change coming. And we will be back on the Owls Media Network after the pitching change.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
All right, welcome back to the Owls Media Network, where Castleton has a 5-2 lead in the top of the 4th. We do have a pitching change. It's Evan Callie. Last time we saw Callie pitch, he was one of the pitchers trying to contain damage against WestCon in Game 2, where he pitched 2.2 innings and allowed just a run. Callie is 2-2 on the season with an ERA above 7. Middle innings here, probably coach hoping to get a few solid innings out of him before we turn to someone in a closing situation. Callie will resume work against the dangerous Reese DeCastro. Castro has 6 home runs, 29 RBIs on the season, and an OPS shy of 1,000. Callie's first pitch is a fastball north of the strike zone. Great job by DeCastro there, not getting tempted to swing at something like that. Lawrence at first, nobody out. That one popped up above us, foul. Checks up on Lawrence. Nothing doing. The checkup on Lawrence gets out of the hands of Beyond, but Lawrence unable to get up in time to make any sort of advance there. It's now 2-1 count here for DeCastro. Feints a swing at that one, lets it wisely go past him. As it's now 3-1. Nobody out. Lawrence still at first. Once again, the fastball up high misses. Not sure if he's not finding the zone on that one or just trying to tempt the batter in. DeCastro just about the most dangerous hitter on this team, so you can understand why if that is the case. Now we got Tyler McLean up to bat as he is 1 for 2 on the day. McLean, one of 3 players on the Spartans with 19 RBIs, which is tied for second. Definitely in a situation where he could add to that total as he pops that foul. McLean behind in this count. Just what Evan Callie wants. Callie just making sure that Lawrence isn't going to take off on him. Swings through that one, putting McLean away. And after walking one, Callie records a strikeout, so hopefully just what he needs to keep his mentality positive about coming into a game where this team trails. Evan Keegan was able to drive a run in earlier off his one hit. Checking up on Lawrence again. I think Barnes thought he may have had him that time. Well, I don't know if the cameras are on it, but you can see why Callie keeps checking up on Lawrence. He continues to shuffle back and forth, hesitating to run. Belts that one foul. Barnes briefly called back to Callie there, wanted to check up on Lawrence. Thankfully doesn't take off as the pitch is fouled by Keegan. Keegan doing a great job fighting off these pitches and extending the pitch count for Callie here, who's got just the one out so far. And Keegan belts that one between first and second, and it's able to drive a run in as DeCastro makes it to third as well. RBI single for Evan Keegan. That is his second RBI on the day, as it's now a 6-2 lead for the Spartans. With runners on the corners, Callie's working with just one out, so he's probably going to be looking to ground into something here. Or excuse me, he's going to be looking to force a batter to ground into something here. As Cardozo is at the plate. Jackson Cardozo has a OPS above 1,000, and he actually has more triples on the season than he does doubles, so just about the last guy on this lineup you want to be facing right now, as Callie forces a solid swing and miss that time. The runner takes off. Wow, no throw attempt there, and Keegan did not have much of a lead and did not seem to have a lot of speed heading towards second. As that one gets driven down the third baseline, Hudson comes in to pick it up, but it's going to push across two runners as Cardozo drives in two, and what's now going to be an 8-2 ball game for the Spartans. And just the one away here. Evan Callie came in a tough position, and it's proven to be just that. As we now have Perkins up to bat, who is 1 for 1 on the day, including an RBI. And he checks up at first. We got a little rain coming down at the Owl Athletic Complex. I'm not sure if it's supposed to just pass by or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. But it is coming down pretty solidly out there. Let's see if that provides any advantages or disadvantages for the offense or the defense. Obviously, baseball, one of those sports that playing in the rain is rather difficult. Perkins lets that one go by for a called strike, which evens it up at 1-1. That one gets by him and goes right into Perkins. Unfortunate for Evan Callie. Still one away here at the top of the fourth. Callie really trying to work out of this jam. Shows bunt, but quickly feigns. Schaub has struck out once today, but he has one hit, which drove home a run. Shows bunt again. This time gets a hold of it. Chatfield scoops it up. Wonderful throw from Chatfield to force the out, but a bit of a miscommunication between Callie and Chatfield on who was going to field that ball. But fortunately, everybody looks all right there, and Chatfield with an impressive arm. as there's now 2 away with runners in scoring position at third and second. Boyle up to the plate now, who has solid performance so far with the 1 hit and an RBI and forcing a walk. As he gets a hold of that one, grounded in front of Eaton, and it gets past Eaton, and that's going to bring 2 runners home as Boyle gets to third. A triple pushing home 2 runs makes it 10-2 for Castleton. That ball dropped in front of Eaton, and he was unable to scoop it up. I believe that is an E9. Yeah, unfortunate there for both Cali and Keene State as a whole, as it looks like they could have stopped the bleeding a little bit. Obviously, one of those runners was getting home, but maybe not 2. As it's now 10-2, 2 away. Cali working against Dush now. And that one drops in there. It's a ball. And I believe it's Shea Zena warming up in the or in the bullpen. That is Shea Zena in the bullpen warming up for Keene State. Cali having a bit of a difficulty in this one. Things just not going his way. As Dush swings onto that one, foul. 2-1. And the rain has ceased, so that's a good sign for the game going forward. Oh, well, I guess from my spot up here in the netting in front of us makes it a little tough to tell. I guess it is, I just got word it is still definitely raining out there. As that is drilled left center. Great job there by Dush, able to push it to 2 possibly. And he does. And this 4th inning just getting away from Keene State. As it's now 11-2, and it looks like Coach Blood is likely about to pull Cali here. Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll be back on the Owls Media Network Castleton with the 11-2 lead here at the top of the 4th with 2 away.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network as Keene State still struggling to get through the top of the 4th here in this 11-2 game. They have 2 away, but Evan Cali was unable to stop the bleeding, forcing a pitching change. Shea Zena now has command at the mound. Zena, who is credited with 5 saves on the season, has a 5.23 ERA. We last saw Zena against Western Connecticut, where he pitched an inning. He only allowed 1 run, but struggled with his command. 5 walks that day against 1 strikeout, so hopefully the opposite of that performance here as Zena gets warmed up. He'll have to deal with Lawrence at the plate, who struck out once and does have a hit on the day. And Dush at second. Called strike one. Just what you want to see out of your reliever coming out of the pen. Quickly behind here is Lawrence 0-2, just what Xena needs to do coming out of the pen. 2 away and an 0-2 count, just going how Blood hopefully planned it. And that one's in the dirt, and they send the runner to third. No contest there as Conley kind of trips picking that one up. And now with 2 away, Dush is now at third. Still Still 1-2. That one grounded to Chatfield. Chatfield cleanly scoops it up over to Bion, and that puts it away. Finally, Keene State puts an end to the bleeding, but it is now 11-2 Castleton on the Owls Media Network.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Back to the Owls Media Network in this 11-2 game as Braden Hourigan resumes his duties on the mound, having a solid performance so far, striking out 2, allowing just the 1 earned run and 4 hits. First batter he will face is Alec Verano, who is 1 for 1 on the day. Verano, who we've talked about as of late, has been filling in the DH role for this Owls club pretty solidly. Good contact hitter with a lot of speed around the base bags. Definitely someone who you would like to have batting in a leadoff position like this.
Leading off for the Owls, the designated hitter number 10, Alec Verano.
Swings at the first pitch he sees, strike. And quickly behind 0-2 is Alec Verano. Hourigan has had a feel for his stuff all day that Keene State has just not been able to knock around, as that one is swung foul. After a few first pitch strikes, Verano may want to settle down and watch what comes towards him. And that time he does, as that's over the second baseman. Verano with a single to lead off the bottom of the 4th here. Nate Hudson up to the plate now. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Gets well under that one, but it is popped for a routine fly ball for McLean. To put one away here in the bottom of the 4th. Now the catcher, Liam Conley, up to the plate. Conley, the other strikeout victim of Howrigan so far. Swings at the first pitch he sees, gets well under it, but the center fielder, Dush, has a read on it and puts it away for 2. Gone. And quickly after the single from Verano, a couple of pop-ups has Keene State trying to fight to stay on the offensive side of the ball yet again. McHugh drove in one of our 2 runs today, so nice to see him at the plate. As he has to duck under that one, nearly got him at the helmet. Howrigan saying, my bad on that one. Yeah, close call there. It was close. Swings through that one. 1-1 count. 2 away, Verano at second. McHugh at the plate and in 1-1 count here. Lets that one go low, and they send Verano to third. He's there successfully. It's those kind of plays that have been sort of an Achilles heel for Keene State in the 8-game losing streak, so probably feels good to take advantage of one of those themselves. Howrigan north of 50 pitches now. Not to say he's tiring or anything. Lets that one go for a strike. Evens things up at 2-2. McHugh has to shuffle out of the way of that one, as it's now pushed full. Grounded up to Lawrence. Lawrence on to Keegan. Keegan puts it away, and it remains 11-2 here on the Owls Media Network.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network. Still 11-2 as Shea Zena gets ready to resume his duties on the mound. Zena came in the 4th with 2 away and only had to throw 4 pitches to stop the bleeding. Hopefully that low pitch count is able to keep him in this one for a little longer, as Keene State's recently had to sort of go through their bullpen quite a bit. First batter Zena will face is Reese DeCastro. Shockingly, one of the more productive Spartans has 0 for 2 on the day, including a strikeout. Zena typically used in later game scenarios, has his 5 saves on the season, which is well more than anyone else on the Owls roster, getting forced to work some of these middle innings. But he's definitely a player that's comfortable with doing that. We've seen him thrown even into right field at least once this season. Swings at the first pitch he sees, and it gets past. DeCastro has a double. Was able to barrel the first pitch he sees and splits it between right center.
Second baseman, number 15, Tyler McLean.
And with nobody away and DeCastro on second, McLean's up to bat. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Was struck out once. Another first pitch swing that has contact, that time fouled away, make it 0-1. And quickly behind 0-2. Maybe getting a strikeout here would do a lot for Shazina's confidence in going forward. But this one is popped up, once again out of play, still 0-2. Swings at that one, and it's above Chatfield down the third base line. It is going to bring in a run. And McLean has an RBI single to start the top of the fifth here. Sixth.
First baseman, number 25, Evan Keene.
Evan Keegan had that impressive knock earlier that drove in 2 runs. He's 3 for 2 on the day. 2 for 3, excuse me. And he also actually had a steal earlier, which they didn't even attempt to pick off. Doesn't have a lot of speed compared to some of his teammates, so it was pretty impressive to see that. Solid day all around. One-0 count for Keegan. Keegan thought that one might have been out of the zone, but it's called a strike ultimately, evens it up at 1-1. Still nobody out, McLean at first. Excuse me, 1-2. And after the pitch in the dirt, throw on to second, but McLean able to get into safely. That one misses for Zena, so it's now a full 3-2 with nobody out. And Keegan under that one as it's floated to center for Ehlers. But unfortunately that will just be one away. Cardozo 2 for 3 on the day with 2 RBI. Did strike out once though. Cardozo was 4 for 5 in Game 2 against Plymouth in the doubleheader for Castleton. Similar stats stay here. Swings in that one, but they say he didn't go around. Called strike there. Zena getting himself back into this one. Swings on and gets past McHugh. And Cardozo drives in one on the RBI single. That ball just hopped past McHugh there, who couldn't clean it or field it cleanly. It's now 13-2 for the Spartans. Hunter Perkins 1 for 1 so far with an RBI. Gets a hold of that one down the right field line. Eaton hustling for it. Got it on the warning track, throws it back in. And the double for Perkins will make that 14-2. That's now 16 hits on the day for Castleton. They've also left 4 on base, so this damage could be even worse than it already is. Just games as of late not going Keene State's way. This one's certainly one of them. Still 1 away here with Perkins on second. Schaub at the plate, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Did strike out once. Down low misses. Fastball in the dirt. Once again, the fastball down low, and it allows Perkins to take off to third. Runners being able to advance on wild pitches has just been a real source of struggle for the Owls. Three-one count here for Schaub. Jack Boyle waiting on deck. And once again, a grounder gets by McHugh, which allows a run to come in. Single there for Schaub. drives in his second run of the day, and then now 14-2 game. 15-2 game.
DH number 20, Jack Boyle.
Jack Boyle, the DH, has pushed across 3 runs on his 2 hits so far, as well as drawn a walk. So if there's been anyone that's contributed to this win on the Spartans, certainly been Boyle. Swings through that one hard, 0-1. Zena still in a tough spot here with just the 1 out and runner on first. Forces another swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Cleanly puts away Boyle.
Center fielder number 7, Keene.
While it's been mostly disappointing so far, the strikeout there does have to feel at least somewhat compensating for Zena. That one's down low in the dirt. Dush driven home 2 runs so far on his 2 hits. It's been a really good season at the plate for him. He's hitting .337 with an OPS of 845. And that was a great take. Spartans dugout also saying so. Zena's behind 2-0 here as he deals that one. Dush able to get a hold of that into center field, which pushes Schaub to third. The throw into third. Chatfield unable to tag him in time. Umpire says he was safe on the slide, and it's a double for Dush. Excuse me, it is a single plus the throw, so.
Shortstop number 1, Ryan Lawrence.
Lawrence has a hit and a strikeout so far on the day. Zeno will definitely want to get Lawrence out because on deck is Reese DeCastro. One count, 2 out. Runners on third and second. And they say that breaking ball was a ball. Now 2-1, Zena behind. Zena over 30 pitches now as Lawrence gets a hold of that one. Ehlers trying to track it down. Eaton able to get the third out for the Owls in a 15-2 deficit here on the Owls Media Network.
right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
All right, welcome back. In this 15-2 game, Keene State down big time as Tommy Ehlers gets ready. 0 for 2 on the day. Hourigan still on the mound. This is going to be his 60th pitch of the day. Hourigan's been able to limit it just to 1 earned run against him so far. Ehlers showing bunt. And they get him. Called strike. Ehlers struck out. Harrison Barnes now at bat. Barnes 1 for 2 on the day. Barnes also had that really heads-up double play earlier in the game, but that was far from enough for Keene State to limit Castleton from piling on today, as it's 15-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Hamilton Barnes gets a hold of that one, but ultimately it's going to be Perkins who's able to track it down in shallow left center.
Third baseman number 23, Jonathan Chatfield.
Jonathan Chatfield now up to deck, up at the plate. That pitch way north of the strike zone. As it's 1-0, 2 away here, bottom of the 5th. Hourigan cruising through this game. Gets him on that one. 1-1. Pitch a little outside there, 2-1.
road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Dean Ruzic currently ERA above 7, but last time we saw him pitch was against Mitchell, where he was able to keep things clean and had no earned runs against him. Typically a short reliever, the most innings we've seen him work at this point in the season is 2, typically averaging 1. Capable of throwing strikeouts, but also capable of letting stuff get away from him. Ruzic will have to be careful here, especially with a deficit, to not let things get any worse than it already has for Keene. I mean, especially with Reese DeCastro being the first batter he will face. While DeCastro's teammates have had maybe a better day than him, DeCastro overall this season has been just about the most productive batter for the Spartans. So tall task here for Dean Ruzic, who comes in the top of the 6th.
Leading off for the Spartans, the third baseman, number 6, Reese DeCastro.
As Ruzic gets ready for his first pitch of the day against Reese DeCastro. In there for a called strike. Ruzic has that interesting delayed release that sometimes can throw off batters and other times allow them to figure him out quickly. Let's see which way it goes this time against Reese DeCastro. Quickly 1-1 here. 2-1. That one runs up on him, and they're saying it got him. And that brings up McLean. McLean was able to drive in a run on one of his 2 hits today. He has also struck out as he comes to the plate with a runner on first and nobody away, top of the 6th. Clean strike there from Dean Ruzic. Makes it 0-1. That time the breaking ball does not fool him. Evens it up at 1-1. Belted down the third baseline, popped up above Jonathan Chatfield. It's going to be a double for McLean, which pushes DeCastro to third. Now Evan Keegan will be up to bat with nobody away in the top of the sixth here and runners in scoring position. Keegan already with 2 RBIs on the day. Watches that one go by. And that one runs right into the back of Keegan. It's the second pitcher he's gotten, or excuse me, second batter he's gotten a hold of. That one shook up Keegan a little bit.
Right fielder number 46, Jackson Cardozo.
But now with bases loaded, nobody away, Jackson Cardozo, last guy on this ball club you want to be pitching against. Cardozo does have 19 RBIs on the season, along with 4 home runs, 4 triples, and an OPS above 1,000. Cardozo now has the advantage in a 2-1 count. And it looks like we got number 4 warming up in the Keene State bullpen.
Fielder number 26, Hunter Perkins.
With 2 away, Hunter Perkins at the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 RBI. Called strike 1. And that wild pitch will play to runner. And what's now 16-2 for the Spartans. Spartans up to 19 hits on the day. Down low, evens it up at 2-2. Ruzic really trying to fight his way out of this one. Dangerous pitch up there. Breaking ball left high. Outside the zone, luckily. Perkins unable to attempt swinging anything there. Full count, and that one runs into him. Another batter of the Spartans hit by a pitch. And that'll put runners at the corners after just previously having them loaded. Ruzic really hoping to stop the bleeding here against Schaub. Schaub, who is 2 for 3 on the day, driven in 2. Seems like just about every Spartan has been able to drive one of their batters home. And they call the fastball up high a strike. Ruzic with his 20th pitch here so far. And that one plunks him as well. Yeah, as a pitcher, it's obviously, you never feel great hitting a batter. So, I mean, when it happens multiple times, you're probably really getting inside your own head as they're coming to have a meeting with him. But we'll be back on the Owls Media Network after this pitching change.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Freshman pitcher Sean Brennan getting ready to take over on the mound as Keene State tries to shut down the Spartans. It's still the top of the 6th with 2 away, 16-2 for Castleton. Last time we saw Brennan was back on April 15th against UMass Boston, where it was definitely a performance to forget. He allowed 5 earned runs, but in his appearance prior to that, he was able to strike out a batter and allow no runs in 2 innings pitched. Another one of these short relief guys. First batter he will face is Boyle. Boyle, who has 2 hits and 3 RBIs on the day, as well as has forced a walk, is probably the MVP of the day for the Spartans. Let's see if Brennan can cool him off a bit. But obviously, tough situation for Brennan here. Bases loaded. That one close inside. Evens it up there, 1-1. Brennan falls behind quickly here. Evens it up at 2-2. Brennan just maybe a strike away from getting out of this jam. And yet another batter hit And that pushes across the run to make it 17-2, just about the last way you want to let a run go. The Owls pitchers just cannot get it together today. Dush lets that one wisely go by as it's now 1-0. Dush, like many of his teammates, has driven in multiple runs today. Lets another one go for a ball. And that one belted to McHugh. McHugh fields it cleanly, and finally Keene State puts an end to the bleeding, but it is now 17-2 for Castleton on the Owls Media Network.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
Bottom of the sixth here. It's 17-2 Castleton. Hourigan still out on the mound, and I see no reason why you pull him at this point. He's done fine, and even better than him has been his offense. First batter Hourigan will face is Eaton, who's 0 for 2 on the day. What's sort of ironic about this start for Hourigan is that he has a team leading 4 saves on the season, yet he's started this entire matchup. He's up to 74 pitches on the day, and he has shown no sign of slowing down.
Outfield hasn't changed. So second base is the only change. New second baseman.
And we do have a defensive change here for the Spartans, by the way. McLean has come out for Dubriel. As Eaton gets ready for the first pitch here in the bottom of the sixth, which is a called strike. Eaton not too happy about that one. But not much to be happy about if you are a Keene State player in general today. Hourigan leaves one hanging up there that Eaton's able to lay off, and now a 1-2 count. Eaton gets a hold of that one. Over Dush's head as he circles for 2. And there is a leadoff double for Brendan Eaton. And we do have a pinch hitter for Keene State. It's going to be Bryce Waldron.
Pitch hitting for the Owls, number 22, Bryce Waldron.
Waldron is hitting over 300 on the season, but we don't see him all that often. We last saw him play against Castleton on the 11th this month, where he was 0 for 2. And the game prior to that, though, he was 2 for 2. Waldron finds himself ahead in a 2-0 count here in his first at-bat. Now 1-2 or 2-1. Swings and misses on that one. 2-2. If you're Keene State, you're probably hoping a fresh bat here can change the pace of things. Gets under that one. Popped out of play. Still 2-2. This will be Harrigan's 80th pitch of the day. And that one gets a hold of him. That's got to be a stinger right on the top of the thigh there. But I guess if you're Keene State, any way you can get on base at this point. And we do have another pinch hitter for the Owls. It's Mark Barrett. Barrett evens it up at 1-1. So once again, Keene State hoping another fresh bat can change the pace or the way this one's gone. Barrett wisely lays off that pitch. 2-1 now. Hourigan, up to 85 pitches, still hasn't shown much sign of fatigue, which if you're Castleton has to be a great sign. And draws the walk. A great job there from Mark Barrett to load the bases, as it looks like we have another pinch runner, I believe. Excuse me, pinch hitter. It'll be Emmett Borenstein pinch hitting for Liam Conley. Haven't seen too much of Emmett Borenstein this season. He's only had 15 at-bats. Does have a hit to his name, but with an ERA under 100, definitely a time to capitalize for the young player. But bases loaded, perfect opportunity for Borenstein. Lets the first pitch go by for a called strike. Swings at that pitch and quickly behind 0-2. Count, bases loaded. Borenstein lets that pitch go down low, and it's now 1-2. Spartan dugout trying to encourage their pitcher, Hourigan, who's up to 90 pitches now. they strike out Borenstein. And still with the bases loaded, just the one out.
Pitch hitting for the Owls, number 19, Otis Follett.
Otis Follett now pinch hitting with the bases loaded.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
All right, we got a new pitcher here for Castleton, Owen Phelps. Phelps does have an ERA over 6.50 at the moment, but he's coming in at an opportune time. I know the bases are loaded, but with a 17-2 lead, the pressure shouldn't be too much against him here. As the pinch hitter, Otis Follett, gets ready to face Owen Phelps. Bottom of the sixth here, one away, bases loaded. That one drops in for a strike. Follett pops that one foul down the third baseline, tracking it. Impressive play there by DeCastro, able to get it right on the fence. And now there's two away.
Pitch hitting for the Owls, number 28, Wyatt Daft.
As we got yet another pinch hitter, this time it's Wyatt Daft. Daft with a good eye there, laying off. It's now 1-0. Bases loaded with a huge deficit. This is exactly what Keene State needs. It just doesn't seem like their bats are alive today. Grounded up to second. And that puts it away. 17-2 here on the Owls Media Network.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network. Still a 17-2 game here. Quite a few defensive substitutions for the Owls. In at third now is Malik Pearson. Over at short is Otis Follett. At second, Barton. Beyond still at first. Barrett left field. Daft center field. Oliver right field. And Borenstein catching. Josh Beyond is the only player left from the starting lineup to be out there still as Brennan gets ready to face Lawrence. That one grounded, but out of play. If that was fair, Pearson would have been there for it, but it would have been a very tricky throw. Lawrence forces a 1-2 count. Launches that one foul. Evens it up. And that one fouled down the third baseline as well. Good job here by Lawrence to fight off some of these pitches, maybe wear down Brennan a bit. Fouls off another one. Gets a hold of that one. Airs it out towards Daft. Daft tracks it down on the warning track to put one away. As pinch hitter Jared Cafasso is up to the bat with one away. Probably no pressure on him here with such a lead. Breaking ball down low. Doesn't tempt Cafasso. Fouls that one off. 1-2. Breaking ball drops low again and evens it up. 2-2. Doesn't fool him that time. That one gets him in it. Puts away Cafasso. Good bounce back strikeout there for Brennan. DeBriel back up to the bat. Watches the first pitch go, called strike. Brennan's starting to favor some of his off-speed stuff. As he launches a fastball for 0-2. Nice to see this rhythm out of Brennan. That one misses the zone. 1-2. Swings on to that one. Pearson grounds it at third. Pearson to be on, and is a high throw, and it wasn't in time anyway. It's going to be a hit there for DeBriel. And we have another pinch hitter here for Castleton. It's going to be Joseph Volley. Excuse me, it's Brandon Ramirez. I was looking at 2 instead of 22. I thought I saw just 1-2 out there. My bad. Ramirez coming in here with 2 outs, man on first, and a Spartans 15-run lead. Swings and misses through that one. Drops that one in for a strike. It's now 1-2. And that'll even it up at 2-2. Fouls that one behind home plate. Ramirez trying to tire out Brennan here with some of these foul tips. And that time he gets a hold of one, drops down in front of Oliver, which will push DeBriel over to third, and now there's runners on the corners with 2 away, and Cardozo up to the plate, who's driven in 3 so far today. First pitch misses. As does the second. That time able to battle back with a strike. 2-1 count, 2 away. Gets a hold of that one, out to Barrett, and a single will score Dubril. Cardozo adds another RBI to his ledger on the day. Castleton with another pinch hitter of theirs. This time Dylan Pilato.
Pitching for the Spartans, number 23, Dylan Pilato.
Both teams at this point have made quite a few substitutions. Understandably so. It's 18-2 here in the top of the 7th as Pilato fouls that one off. Fouls another 1-2 count here. Gets under that one. Popped foul. Beyond unable to track it down. Swings and misses through that one. 18-2 on the Owls Media Network.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network, where Keene State is hoping to avoid the mercy rule here. They would have to score 7 runs to avoid it. As Barton's now up at the plate.
Leading off the Owls, the second baseman, number 18, Quinn Barton.
Lines that one, but foul.
49? 49? 49 maybe?
able to barrel up on that one. Drops it into left center for the first out.
Third baseman number 42, Malik Pearson.
Malik Pearson now making his first at bat. Pearson gets a hold of that one and rips it down the right field line, and he's going to have a base hit. And we got another pinch hitter for Keene State. It's going to be Trent Mayer.
Pinch hitting for the Owls, number 35, Trent Mayer.
Trent Mayer just 7 at-bats on the season. So probably, regardless of the score, a bit of an exciting moment for him. That one well foul over towards the lacrosse field. Two-one count, one away here. I'm sure Phelps is just trying to put this away as quickly as he can. That one's in there for a strike to push it to a full count. And a fair hit there. Mayer with a single pushes Pearson to second, and now there's runners at first and second with one away here in the bottom of the seventh.
The right fielder, number 7, Eli Oliver.
Eli Oliver now at the bat. Fastball down low, misses, 1-0. And pops that one foul. Swings through that one. Had him fooled. One-two count. And they call it a strike to record the second out of the inning, as it looks like Bryce Waldron will be the... Oh, another pinch hitter. It's going to be Cam Baker, so I guess Cam Baker is going to be sort of the last hope here for the Owls, as they would need to push across another 7 runs before the mercy rule is out of play. Baker gets ready for his first pitch of the game. That one finds the zone to even it up at 1-1. (3-1). Baker doing a good job to keep Phelps in this one. Not just going to let him cruise by. And they say it's a walk. So the bases are loaded now here in the bottom of the 7th as Mark Barrett gets ready to come up to the plate. With 2 outs, it's now or never for Keene State. A big swing here could go a long way. First one in there, called strike. Pitch up top, out of the zone, 2-1. Excuse me, that's 2-1. Fouls that one off, 2-2. Phelps up to 25 pitches here in relief. Potentially he's wearing a bit. His teammate Howrigan had a great start to the day, getting them to this position, only allowing that 1 earned run earlier. Phelps in danger of letting the count run full as it does, 3-2. And swings and misses through that one to retire it. Keene State falls 18-2 here in the bottom of the 7th due to the mercy rule. We will be back on the Owls Media Network with an interview with Coach Blood after this.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray. Yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is going to fall.
Here she goes, and she's got it! How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport!
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
Welcome back to the Owls Media Network after a tough loss for Keene against Castleton here. Joined with Coach Blood. Coach, I think it's safe to say there were a lot of aspects of Keene's play today that was fairly poor. What sort of things were particularly frustrating watching your team today?
Whoa, that's where to start. I just said to the guys, look, like at some point, we've been talking about some of our frustrations as of late, and I can sit in the huddles and tell them the things they're doing wrong, but at some point I got to look in the mirror and clearly what I'm doing, what I'm trying to accomplish, pushing the wrong buttons, putting the wrong guys in spots where they're not being successful. So it's a lot of this has got to reflect on me. So, I got to do something different because clearly what I'm doing right now is not getting it done. And, this is a time of the year where we should be getting better and being at our best, and we're not. We're going in the wrong direction. So, I'm going to have to put a lot more thought. There's been plenty already, I can assure you, but there's got to be more thought into decisions that we're making and things that we're doing at practice, try to salvage and do something a little better here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, what's it going to take to get out of this losing streak?
You never know, man. You never know until it stops.
Yeah.
Obviously, the simple answer is just play better. I said before the game started that you can't change things. You can't do something you've never done before. You can't do something special if you play with fear. And I think we're just in a really, really tough funk right now where we're in the mode of every time one bad thing happens, it's feeling like it's going to be followed by a few other things. And honestly, that's unfortunately some of what we felt last year. And, I'm hoping that that's something we can get out of our DNA. But for the time being, the returners that have been through some of the struggles and these young guys, we haven't figured out how to trudge through that just yet. So again, that's something I got to try to help them work through. And this time of the year, having a stretch like this, it starts to mount and the pressure builds every day. And we've talked about that too, where you just kind of have to embrace it and understand that every game is going to have pressure, and the other team's going to have it just as much as you. It's just who can respond to it best, and we clearly haven't.
Well, with the season winding down, nothing but LEC opponents left to play. With the losing streak, are you guys focusing on one game at a time, or are the playoffs still sort of on your mind?
I mean, the playoffs will be our goal until we're officially eliminated, or we get in. So,
of course.
It's as of right now, my thought process is just what can we do tomorrow at practice to try to get us better. So I'm worried about tomorrow's practice, and when we get through that, we'll worry about the day after that.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Coach. Next time you get to see Keene play is against Southern Maine in a doubleheader on Saturday here on the Owls Media Network.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
All right, and next time you can catch your Keene Owls will be on April 29th, this Saturday, in a doubleheader against Southern Maine here at the Owl Athletic Complex. Play is set for 12 p.m. and Senior Day on the 5th.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.